Please welcome Guidewire's Chief Marketing Officer, Brian Desmond.
Good morning. Good morning, Connections. Everyone awake? You sure? All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to bring some energy into the room to start day 2. You know what we're going to do? Bring the house lights up. Yeah, everyone's going to stand. Help me out. If you can stand, please stand. So, in a Connections First, we said, let's get an Irish guy to teach everyone how to line dance in 10 minutes. And then Mike said, I don't think so. I don't think so. But we're going to do something else. What's this conference about? I love it. So we're going to say it together. And we're going to practice a couple of times, then say it together in a crescendo to wake Nashville up. This side of the room, you're going to say, power. It's there to help you out. This side of the room, you get one syllable. Don't know why. You get of. You good? This side of the room, community. That's what, 4 syllables? Okay. This side of the room, power. I love it. This side of the room, this side of the room? All right, we can do better. Second time. Love it. Pretty good. You can do better. You gotta wait for that. I know you got 4 syllables, but it's pretty good. Is this the 3rd time? I forget. All right, one more time. Awesome. I love it. You can sit down now. Power of community. Power of community. What a fantastic way to start day 2. All right. Tonight, we got the best party ever at Connections happening right here in Music City at the Wild Horse Saloon in downtown Nashville. It's going to be amazing. We have costumes, clearly. I got an early start. Actually slept in this. But there's going to be prizes for the best people and the best teams with amazing outfits. So bring your cowboy or cowgirl look. If you have neon, bring neon. It's all happening tonight. So the buses start leaving at 7 p.m. from Delta Lobby A, which is right out this way, adjacent to this ballroom. Please remember to bring your ID and your Connections badge. We'll be serving the amazing Raspberry Risk cocktail, alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions all night long. It's going to be amazing. You know what else was amazing? Yesterday was amazing. What about Jane Purcell from CNA? Come on, you can do better than that. Jane Purcell from CNA. Let's go. She was amazing. Evolution, not modernization. Evolution, not modernization. How about Reese Witherspoon? Find out where you're going, walk with purpose to that. And some amazing mental health advice. Just suck it up. I love it. I'm going to use that to motivate my team. It's fantastic. And some amazing, some amazing breakout sessions, more than 100 of them over these 2 days of Connections. Now today, on the main stage, we're going to just keep going with fantastic storytelling. Tatiana from Definity, David Guarda from State Farm, Andrew Rose from OnStar Insurance. Fantastic stories right here. Later on this morning, we're going to have another fantastic guest speaker, Scott Hamilton. Trust me, you do not want to miss this one. Something else that happened yesterday was the amazing Guidewire keynote. Together, this community raised a new bar for P&C core platforms, with amazing new core services from Guidewire, our fantastic marketplace, with Jutro, and a point of view and a strategy about Gen AI. That sets the stage for now chapter 2 of the amazing Guidewire keynote story here today. 2 aspects to this. 1, our vision for Gen AI, told fantastically well by Laura Drabick, our chief evangelist. And also, you started this yesterday, the 24-hour community adventure demo designed and built, hopefully, overnight. Here to tell us that story is Aubrey Kipp, the amazing Aubrey Kipp from Guidewire.
All right, thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. Are we still alive? Our team is somewhere between alive and somewhere else, but we made it. Listen, we had an audacious goal to do something we've never done at Guidewire before, and I'm excited to tell you the adventure that this community has been part to help us build. Quick recap, yesterday you voted, and you voted on a selection, a brand, a line of business, a policy or a buyer's interaction, and then we also built out an integration we'll talk about more using the Built by Guidewire program. And I tell you, it's exciting to see the core being put to work, and it's exciting to have you all as part of this journey. I want to just give a hand clap to our developers and solution development team. Yep, John Farley, Jose Mendez, JC, and our team lead, Dimitri, that are here with us today. We were in a situation room last night, literally, that they built for us upstairs. It was amazing, and it was just powerful to watch the team break through situation after situation. It was like a go live that I've been with many of you. I've bumped in the hall where we've go live and you're working through the night. It was exciting, though, to see it done with these core services. Diego mentioned yesterday these core services working through platform, application, content, and these are working really to make your implementation go faster, reduce the time. We understand how important that is, that implementations go fast. We leverage these core services and the tooling that they enable to really do something special. We're excited to share it with you. So I want to consolidate this all down into one word if you don't remember anything. It's faster. We want to go live faster. We want to build new products faster. We want to go to market faster. We want new integrations faster. We want to innovate. Can somebody in this beautiful community just shout faster? So, to show you how we've done something we've never done before faster than we've ever done before, I want you to help me invite to the stage our chief digital architect, designer, Julie Sturmer. She comes forward. We promoted overnight. Let's give her a warm round of applause. Come on, Julie. Woo! Wait.
First of all, I have to thank you for the promotion. I hope Diego's taking notes out there somewhere.
Julie, where's the coffee at?
So I cannot believe that Brian missed the opportunity to get another sponsorship because we certainly drank enough Red Bull last night to get one.
All right, right on. Listen, Julie, let's dive right into it. What is the first thing we had to do? Let's invite the community in. What's the first thing we had to do to get this app built?
Obviously, the first thing we did was go to Guidewire Marketplace to download the Go product line of business that you selected yesterday, which of course was US Personal Auto. Mm-hmm. And as you can see on JC's screen here, we immediately loaded it into Advanced Product Designer, just as many of you have done with many, many lines of business. So then we could not only sync it to Policy Center and have that line of business in there, we also automatically created the REST APIs that we would need for both our digital and for our integration use cases.
This is really important for the community, especially for old timers here. This used to take us 6 to 8 weeks to get a line of business deployed. Julie, the team took how long?
2 minutes?
Yep.
Maybe less. 2 minutes, yeah.
Awesome. Now, the community chose the Haven brand. Talk to us about how we were able to bring that brand together.
So as the volunteered product manager for this, the first thing, of course, I'm going to tell you is that every great digital experience starts with a great UX design. So as we're seeing here on the computer, we started with the Haven designs in Figma, which immediately gave them exactly the information they needed to create these digital experiences. And Dimitri, I think it made your development even easier, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it makes our life as developer much easier because we can concentrate on the technical details, technical logic, leaving the rest to the professionals, UX designers, business owners, which makes also, by the way, the potential rework much less. And by the way, I can also confess, as part of the Innovation Labs, we have an access to all the innovative solutions and working with innovative solutions here at Guidewire, including the Utro editor. And Utro editor allowed us to copy Figma designs directly into the editor.
Loving the love for Utro editor.
Awesome, awesome. Now, disclaimer right now before we get ready to get into software, and I want you to talk about Jutro. Listen, the polished presentations, that was yesterday.
Yeah, that's not happening today.
This is live. We didn't do no big rehearsal, so you're gonna see live software. We wanted it that way. Now, Julie, let's highlight. Yesterday with Diego, you actually built one live Jutro web application on the screen. But for this overnight, the team built 5.
That's true. Let's switch to Utro web apps, which we saw yesterday. So the team was actually able to create 5 separate web experiences. One is a standalone that represented the insurer's website, and then 4 micro front ends, all of them starting from application templates, which is what gave us that jump start. Because we already had that content out of the box, we really just had to focus on building the mock insurer website.
Awesome. I mean, so this is really powerful, Julie. We defined these micro front ends once, but we can reuse them anywhere, everywhere.
Absolutely. We could take these same micro front ends, embed them in a legacy portal, or even in producer engage, as we saw yesterday.
All right, good. All right, so family, that's the backdrop. Let's just dive right into the software. Julie, take us through.
Great. So production team, switch to the other computer.
Yep.
Like I said, we didn't even have a chance to rehearse with them. And we'll see the quote flow.
Awesome.
And that's computer 2. Thanks. Okay, so there's the actual running software. So this is that standalone application we just talked about. Now, you saw in the designs, if you've ever worked with a product manager, they always want a little bit more. And one of the things that I asked for was a recommendation engine so I could do some upsell. So what you're seeing in the lower corner there is from our partner Zelrose, their recommendation engine, using AI to help understand what the customer has purchased and make recommendations.
This is really awesome. This was actually built by Zelrose, and shout out to that team that came into our situation room. This is an example, Julie, of us being able to quickly and easily integrate with third-party InsurTech marketplace providers really fast.
And it's the power of our whole ecosystem as well.
Awesome. All right, let's step through the quote.
Okay, so you can see they're recommending, because she has the policyholder has a homeowner's policy, let's get a quote. Now, when they click that button, that's one of our micro front ends. So it's immediately jumped into the micro front end, similar to what we saw yesterday on the screen. And we can click through.
Awesome. Another integration here, Julie, that was done in the last 24?
Yes, I didn't even ask for this one, but the team decided to build an integration out to a VIN lookup. So you saw, again, when they pasted that in there, it immediately filled in all of the vehicle information through them.
I was watching Dimitri build this. It is just insane. I mean, it's really, it was amazing how he was able to build this so fast. Let's talk about our APD here that we talked about in the beginning. This is bringing coverages over.
Yes, so we talked about Advanced Product Designer driving the design. Here you can see everything here came from Advanced Product Designer. And when the insurance product managers decide they want to make changes, that flows through to the UI as well, including all the rules which drive things like the suggestions that you see on the page, as well as dependency between coverages.
Right, awesome. All right, so we're getting ready into the good
Yep.
stuff with the payments,
Let's keep going.
right?
So my second ask as a product manager was that I needed a simple and, more importantly, an online purchasing option for my customers. And I challenged the team, and they came back with a built by Guidewire integration to One Inc.
Awesome. Julie, also, we're calling out to Billing Center here, right? We're getting all payment plans here from Billing Center. This came with the template. We didn't have to do any additional work. That was amazing.
Right, that dropdown had the whole list of payment options and payment plans that came directly from Billing Center. Now, we're seeing the UI part of this, but this integration goes very broad. All of you who've done credit card integrations know how difficult it is to get PCI compliance, to get it exactly right. This impacts charging your customers. And so the value of Built by Guidewire is that we've taken all that complexity, encapsulated it for you, and just made it available, not just the first time, but through the maintenance life cycle as well.
Awesome. Shout out to the Built by Guidewire program and team.
Here's my favorite part.
Yep. Are we ready? Woohoo! It worked. Somebody say it worked. Wow, awesome.
And Dimitri loves the confetti, so we had to have some confetti in there too. So let's go back to the landing page and we'll see that policy again.
Awesome. Now
And
we
there
got
it
two
is.
policies here. Awesome. And then I see the recommendation refreshing down at the bottom. That's probably going to give us an updated recommendation.
Yeah, so the Zelros engine, now that we've bought the auto policy, will give us a new recommendation for that.
Why? This is incredible. This is really, really incredible.
Oh, we need to talk about data.
We sure do need to talk about data, right? So one of the things I want to highlight, when Diego was here yesterday, he had Gall provision the new environments, self-service. This is really powerful capability that's going to allow and enable speed. But we wanted data to be a part of the family, not an afterthought. So when he did that provisioning, data got provisioned automatically. If we can switch to JC, we just quickly want to show you that data sets got automatically provisioned and now they're being surfaced so we can send them to Explore. Also, this new line of business, custom configuration, is automatically being provisioned into Data Studio, and now we can start surfacing that. We got a sandbox with a bunch of different products. This new product is now available for us to see data and insight into what we've started to build.
Exactly, that's the power of the platform. Because we started the line of business in APD, we automatically get these data sets created for us in Explorer. And as much as I would like to take credit for what the team did, this was free. We didn't do anything to get this.
This is really awesome. It's just free. This just came with our provisioning once we launched and stood up the environment. So now, from day one, you have a system of record turned into a system of insight, right? I think this was awesome, right? Awesome.
The team is amazing.
So listen, we were gonna dance on if we were gonna show legit, true story. In the Situation Room, they had a fridge packed with Red Bull, right? And we didn't get the chance to burn through all of them, but we burned through a little bit of them. So Julie, I think we got a little bit of inspiration, right? Something cool actually happened.
So again, if you've ever worked with a product manager, you know we're 50% cheerleader and 50% taskmaster. We finished a little early, and the devs were going to run out to one of those cool partner parties last night, and I was like, no. We got some extra time. Let's build one more thing. Because we have an amazing out-of-the-box F&OL template, actually built by the claims team on top of Jutro Digital Platform.
Yes.
It's like, let's just take the out-of-the-box template, we'll brand it, and then we can show it quickly on stage, just to get a little more credit.
So let me translate that. You guys voted for policy and quote and buy, but because of the ease of the platform and the services and templates available, we also built claims last night. Can we just show it real quick? I think.
Let's get Dimitri to come up and show it. You guys are tired of hearing
this is
from
really
me.
awesome, right? So.
Thank you, Aubrey.
Yeah,
Welcome to
come
the
on,
stage.
Come on
Yeah,
yeah.
right front and center.
So, Dimitri, tell us how you were able to build claims fast.
First of all, thank you for choosing personal order. It's very common product.
Dimitri is actually annoyed because in demos, everybody says, why do you show personal auto? It's so simple. And then you all chose personal auto.
I'm sorry.
Right.
It was not my choice. I would vote for pets. But anyway, because you have chosen personal auto, we can leverage the power of our content library. And with Innsbruck, you are getting several templates which were mentioned yesterday during the keynote. One of those templates is the personal auto quote, and another is first notice of loss for the personal auto as well. So what we have done, we just created the new application on the Utro Digital platform, leveraging this template, and that's what you can see here on the screen. Easy. Just a little bit branded for the Haven brand. But that's it.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, Dimitri, for the community, this works on mobile as well?
Absolutely. And again, we have not done anything. This template is coming with responsive design, which you can use on any device. And you can also use it as part of the different application embedded in your website, embedded in the Enterprise Engage. And one more thing, again, in our second thing. So if we go to the claims we just created, first of all, we are also leveraging some other cloud services we have on the Guidewire Cloud platform. One of those mentioned yesterday, workflow service. So we can start STP. Depending on the rules business users are creating, it could be full STP until the closure of the claim, or we can just create a service request and assign this to the particular vendor. That's what we have done here. Plus, another our community partner, Smart Communications. So using Smart Communications, it was absolutely easy to embed it here, and reacting on the first notice of loss, we are creating the acknowledgement letter. And this acknowledgement letter was also branded by the Haven brand. If they can open it.
This is
So shortcut, we did everything you asked for, and they did some more too. I went to bed.
And what I wanted to mention, so you have seen several integrations we have created. We have done with Zelvors, we have done the One Inc, we have done with Smart Communication. And because most of them were built by our Build by Guidewire program, it gives us the possibility not only to do it fast, we can do it faster. We can not only easy to integrate, but we can easy innovate.
very good. Dimitri, tell the community where they can find you.
Good point. So what we have shown you is actually not everything we have created last night. So we have ton of other things. Right. So we are going to be together with the team at our digital booth. So if you have any questions, if you want to have a deep dive, please come and visit us.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much. Can we give another round of applause to this great development team? Thank you, Dimitri.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Awesome. I hope you get the power of Guidewire community, connecting to external providers, leveraging these core services so that we can do development faster than we've ever done before. We want to innovate faster than we've ever innovated before. This was a blast. Thank you for having us this morning. And it's going to be my privilege now to actually bring Laura Dravik, and she's going to take us a little bit further on this power as we talk about generative AI. Greetings, everyone. Laura, how are you?
I'm doing great, but you had me on pins and needles last night about whether you could pull this off, but clearly you could.
All right.
But where are all the caffeinated beverages? I couldn't even get a Diet Coke or a Red Bull anywhere in the hotel.
Listen, I will neither affirm nor deny their location.
They're in there, in the valley.
All
Thanks,
right,
Aubrey.
thank you, Laura.
Hello, Nashville. Welcome to our session on harnessing the power of generative AI. You know, I think it's only befitting that our creative team actually used generative AI to generate photos of me for the title slide. So they actually started off with the prompt of Picasso Laura, and yeah, clearly that wasn't gonna work. So they then tried empowered Barbie Laura, but the Gen AI came back with basement Barbie Laura instead. So the creative team, notice I'm saying creative team a lot here to give them credit for their work. They finally settled on Nashville Laura, where the generative AI made me look like an older female version of Willie Nelson. Thank you, creative team. Love you. Okay, so Mike said in his keynote yesterday that generative AI, it's transformative for insurance. And with relevant application of it and of artificial intelligence, generative AI could add up to 1.1 trillion, that's with a T, dollars to the total value of the P&C industry worldwide. But where does that value lie in the insurance life cycle, and what are the most useful and productive use cases for our carriers? From our investigations with analysts and with you, our customers, we hear that generative AI can add value in 3 key areas. Analyzing claims data to provide product insight into new revenue opportunities or to proactively prevent losses. Generating code to automatically create new lines or just tweak existing ones. And synthesizing and simplifying data. So agents, underwriters, and adjusters, they're all provided with a big picture view of their risk on demand. Now, regardless of where the business opportunity lies, we believe generative AI is not about replacing people. Unlike the comments that were posted to my LinkedIn post on generative AI, these are actually the comments. By the way, the fan favorite comment was that lawyers go first. It is about augmenting existing workflows so employees can do the job they were hired to do better, quicker, and more accurately. Guidewire allows you to quickly get business value from generative AI by combining platform capabilities like you heard about yesterday, like Advanced Product Designer and Workflow Designer with brand new features. Now, the 3 themes we're going to focus our generative AI product vision on are process intelligently, configure faster, and accelerate insight. Okay, so now I'm going to loosen up a bit here. I'm going to demonstrate a few of our generative AI future features integrated into Guidewire. Allow me to introduce you to Future State Insurance Company, a standard lines carrier looking to grow their commercial lines revenue to offset the decline in personal lines auto. The demo you are about to see, it's the theme of today and yesterday. It's live, completely live, and to prove that it's not smoke and mirrors, let's pan to our demo team who are driving it while wearing their Barbie-inspired Future State t-shirts that I personally designed for them. You're welcome. A brief caveat before we begin. What you're going to see is a combination of existing platform capabilities and those visionary Gen AI future features that are going to have different release schedules. Let's begin. Streaming live is the first of our 3 demo episodes. Identify new revenue opportunities, which begins with our BOP, Business Owner Policy, product owner, Bonnie. She's leveraging a near real-time data stream in Data Studio to understand what's happening in the carrier's business. Now, Bonnie doesn't have to wait for a report to be created by IT. She can query the data now herself. Bonnie types in the business question, prepare list of declined claims by account for the year. Bonnie's looking for product opportunities by finding product holes. Data Studio converts that question to SQL and returns a list of accounts. Aviator Pizza rises to the top of the list. This is data. This is not insight. So Bonnie publishes the data set that we just created in Data Studio to Explore. Let's transition now to Explore. Bonnie leverages the Gen AI chat feature and types in the request, display top loss causes. Explore displays the loss causes, and she discovers, lo and behold, cyber is actually causing the highest number of losses. Now, Future State doesn't currently offer cyber liability, but it could. And Bonnie sees this as a new commercial lines opportunity when it's added as a coverage to the BOP line. So she kickstarts the addition of this new cyber liability coverage using our product generator. Our product generator, it leverages generative AI to create product mappings from policy documents. That is a super useful tool for requirements gathering. Bonnie uploads a standard cyber liability document into the product generator. The generative AI, it kicks into action, and it's extracting all that coverage data. The cyber liability coverage is added to the visual representation of BOP. Notice cyber's at the top, and then expanded on the right-hand side of the screen. The human auditor, Bonnie, confirms the coverage is added correctly, and then finishes off adding the coverage details in our advanced product designer. Behind the scenes, she also adds rating details using cloud rating. Cyber liability, it's now available for sale on the BOP line. And that ends episode number 1, where we demonstrated real-time data insight and, of course, automatic product generation. Episode number 2, it's just like Netflix. Like how I watch Netflix. I stream them one after the other. Agent as advisor. What we hear from you, our customers, is that captive agents, they stick to selling coverages that they're comfortable with. In one of our standard lines, carriers told us that 80% of their commercial lines business is only sold through 20% of their captive agents due to lack of agent comfort with the line. Let's change that. Let's support the agent through an internal assistant approach. The captive agent, Archie, he's using our new Jutro agent experience. I think it looks amazing, but clearly I am biased. He uses his assistant to look for quoting opportunities for the new cyber liability coverage that we just added in episode 1. The internal assistant was trained on, this is cool, so you're gonna have to listen, data sourced from our own science model 6 and also policy forms. It identifies Aviator Pizza as one of the top accounts to target, so he navigates to the account. Because Archie is new to selling cyber liability coverage, he's going to ask a couple of newbie questions like, what's the benefits of cyber liability? He can use this response to sell the benefits of cyber to Aviator Pizza. And then he's going to ask another one, what's excluded? To provide even more support for Archie, our assistant invokes logic in Policy Center, creating a draft change endorsement, adding the cyber coverage. To highlight the conductor of this process, we're going to transition into Policy Center. We're going to access the draft change endorsement that the assistant triggered. Note the change in the cost. Now let's go and issue this change endorsement. Cyber coverage is now added to Aviator Pizza's BOP policy. That ends episode number 2, where we demonstrated an internal advisor and, oh yeah, automatic creation of change endorsements. Episode number 3 and our season finale, deliver expert claims service. Gen AI, it's the great skill leveler. When it's integrated into a modern insurance platform, it raises workers to the top tiers of their performance. In this scenario, our claims adjuster, Claire, is new to adjudicating cyber liability. I mean, let's cut her some slack, right? We just added it in scenario number 1 like 5 minutes ago. Before Claire even sees a cyber claim, the future state claims BA leveraged our workflow designer to create a workflow to automate portions of the cyber liability claim. Automating an entire cyber claim is not realistic. We focus on automating manual, redundant activities like initial exposures, reserves, and activities, so Claire can focus on more complex activities that require human intelligence and empathy. From her desktop in Claims Center, Claire sees a manual review activity for Aviator Pizza. She clicks on the activity and immediately comes up to speed on the claim by reviewing the AI-generated description, which highlights all key events that occurred on this file. Empowered with this knowledge, Claire jumps into the claim summary for Aviator Pizza, and she sees from the summary that the reserve is currently set at $10K. Now remember, Claire is new to adjudicating cyber, so she's going to use her internal assistant to help her understand what her next action is. We're then going to return a list of similar claims, and she's going to navigate to the Pizza Not claim. After a quick review of Pizza Not's timeline, she sees that the adjuster has increased the reserve to $20K, up from the initial $10K. Claire now knows what her next action is on Aviator Pizza, so she navigates back to the file and confirms her decision to increase the reserve using the internal assistant. Claire then navigates to the reserve screen and manually increases the reserve to $20,000. The history of all significant events that occur on this file, they're captured on this timeline. That ends episode number 3, where we demonstrated, AI-generated claim summary, a visual timeline, and of course, a visual assistant. Whew. Oh man, I'm tired. That was a lot. I could use one of those caffeinated beverages. Thanks, Aubrey. So the future features that we demonstrated, you're going to see them highlighted on the slide behind me. In all 3 episodes, dashes of generative AI were integrated into Guidewire, augmenting workflow so that employees can do their jobs better, quicker, and more accurately. Generative AI, it's set to revolutionize our industry over the next decade. With the right preparation and, of course, platform, Guidewire is going to help you harness its power. Now, before you leave, lastly, my demo team and I would like to thank you for attending our session. We leave you with our last AI-generated slide. Make sure you stand by your little Barbie. Please remember to visit our Gen AI booth at the product launch. Thank you.
Great job. Great job. Wow, that was phenomenal. That was audacious, in fact. Fantastic demo, great perspective on the impact of AI. I love it. All right, I wanted to remind you that you can visit with all of our amazing experts from Guidewire and our partners downstairs. All of the demos that you've seen live here on the main stage, you can access them in the Partner Pavilion. We also have experts specifically on the keynote. They're wearing blue baseball caps with Ask Me on it. I didn't come up with that. And Innsbruck on the back. So be sure to seek out our experts for that. Okay, we are showcasing customer stories all week here at Connections. And I'm super excited to introduce our next speaker, Tatiana Lalkovich, who we saw here on the main stage yesterday. Tatiana is one of the leaders leading the digital transformation at Definity Insurance, a leader in the Canadian market and a Guidewire customer since 2014. She is an impassioned leader that believes in building energized teams to get after it every single day to drive insurance forward and execute Definity's strategy in the Canadian market. It's a phenomenal story that she's going to tell here on the stage. She also serves on the board of the Centre of the Study for Insurance Operations in Canada, a standards group that keeps improving insurance in the local market. And she also serves on the board of a non-for-profit in Canada that is responsible for integrating skilled immigrant labor into the Canadian workforce. In 2023, she won the CIO of the Year Award, the Orby Award in Canada. At Guidewire, she's known as a trusted leader who we depend on for straightforward and honest feedback to help us improve. Please join me in giving a warm Connections welcome to Tatiana Lalkovich.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone enjoying Connections? What's not to love when you have a team that builds an app overnight? Or listening to Reese Witherspoon speak yesterday? Fake it until you make it. Let me tell you, when I told my family that I will be speaking at the Connections, they thought that's pretty cool. But what really generated excitement with my kids was this picture at the Guidewire Connection site. Well, that was circulated amongst all of their friends with a caption, "My mom and Reese hanging out at the insurance conference in Nashville." Anyways, do you know the name of the song that just played? It's Adventure of the Lifetime. And I feel, not only that I really love listening to it, but I feel that it's so appropriate when I reflect on Definiti's journey over the past years. So let me share with you the story of this remarkable journey that wasn't always the smooth sailing, but successful voyage, nevertheless, that I'm really excited to be part of. So first, a little bit about Definity. We are the parent company to some long-standing and most innovative P&C insurance brands in Canada. And we started 150 years ago with neighbors helping neighbors to protect what matters the most to them. And from the day one, our focus was to make the better world by helping our customers and communities. We like to think of ourselves as 150-year-old startup, reflecting on the proven record of innovation and agility. Let me tell you something even more interesting. In 2021, at the Toronto Stock Exchange, we rang the bell to second largest IPO in history of Canada, and the largest that year. How cool is that? Leading to that, we needed to demutualize first, and since we were the first P&C company in Canada to demutualize, we had years of work to do with regulators and government, and we had to build tremendous amount of technology capabilities to get there. That was a really proud moment for us. But let's rewind 7 years back. Our president and CEO, Ron Saunders, came on board, and he set a bold vision, one that required us to perform very differently. As a matter of fact, he spoke at Guidewire Connections, and he shared his vision about large business, technology, and cultural innovation that required us to become a leading Canadian P&C insurer and digital leader in the space. So he identified that investment in digital capabilities is going to be key to us achieving our ambition. So we had our work cut out for us, and we set the sail. I love this video. It always makes me proud of our teams and everything that they accomplished over the past years. Over the past 3 years, we experienced tremendous growth, build significant technology capabilities, and build industry-recognized culture. And I think that was key for us. But let me share with you a sea of our achievements. Yesterday, we were honored with the 3rd Guidewire Innovation Award. This is something that we are incredibly proud of, because in 2020, we recognized to achieve our ambition of digital leadership, the only way to get there was to migrate and take the cloud-first strategy to our heart and migrate our digital platforms. So, in 2022, we became the first P&C insurance company in Canada to migrate the full insurance stack to Guidewire Cloud. Since then, we have seen tremendous benefit that we deliver to our business. And those benefits were not only from the commercial perspective, which is obviously important, but also resiliency and scale, agility and productivity, and innovation. But one thing that I like the most is that this summer, we updated to the latest version of Guidewire. Over the weekend, delivered a whole set of new capabilities to our business without any additional investment, any disruption to our business, no big upgrades. How cool is that? Another thing that we are really proud of, we migrated our data platform to Google Cloud. And one of the things, we started this journey by forming a new partnership and relationship with Google Cloud. And we came together to accelerate innovative personalized insurance solutions. We did that in industry record time, under 1 year. We were under the gun. We had to get off the legacy platform, and we had a firm date that we needed to meet. So I'm so proud of our team for doing that. But the key difference in our approach in migrating data was that we didn't make it only about technology transformation. We started with the design thinking sessions with our business, and we came up with a series of use cases that we delivered along the way. And I'll tell you a little bit about that. Well, you heard from Laura. The table stakes to leverage the benefits of generative AI, and yes, I said it, every presentation has to have it, is to be on cloud, really. And so I'm really pleased that a couple of months ago, we launched one of the first meaningful generative AI use cases in insurance in Canada. We delivered call summarization to our call center agents. And in the first 2 weeks, we've seen 2 minutes call time savings. And you would say, okay, Tatiana, 2 minutes? That's not a lot. Well, when you aggregate that across all of our calls, all of our agents, throughout the year, it's a significant saving and time back that we gave to our call center agents to spend on higher value activities, like delivering great customer experience. So we are really, really excited about that. And finally, earlier this year, we launched a unique UBI product, Sonnet Shift. So this is the first product in Canada that enables quarterly adjustments to our customers based on the recent driving records. And we deliver it coupled with gamified mobile experience to encourage them to drive safer. So we believe that was real difference for us to see the product success in the market and adoption. So one of the Canadian journalists said, DFI stands, of course, for Definity, but it may as well stand for Defy. So how did we accomplish so much in a short period of time? We believe that there are 3 principles that guided us throughout this journey and are key to our success. Number 1, make the business problem your true North Star. Number 2, sail further with your partners on board. And last but not least, build impact-inspired crew. So let me break this down for you. So what do I mean by make the business problem your true north? First, we change how business and technology work together and truly build the culture of us working together as one team and with a key focus, solve the business problem, innovate. And the second, which is also very important, we were not afraid to try new things. Try, iterate, build us, quick pilots, and test. Get the feedback from your employees. Get the feedback from your customers. Continue to improve. And you know what? Even the ideas that didn't work, they taught us something. They made the next idea so much better. So we are really, really focused on that principle. Second, sail further with your partners on board. So what do I mean by that? The key part of our strategy is digital leadership. And if you're going to be a digital leader in the industry, you gotta go fast, as Aubrey said, fast. And you need to deliver with agility and speed and cost-effective manner. And we know we can't do that all by ourselves. That's not gonna be fast. So you bring your partners along. We brought Guidewire to help us migrate to Guidewire Cloud. We brought Deloitte partners to help leverage their diverse experience in the market. We brought Google Cloud to help us with AI. And we continue to tap in the marketplace with all the accelerators that exist there. You've seen this morning, the team has built it, but they went into the cloud marketplace to accelerate their journey. Super important. So let's hear from our partners.
Definity has a very clear vision, a set of priorities, business growth and efficiency. And they share the same vision between their IT and their business.
When I look at what we've delivered, ranging from being the first digital carrier in Canada to delivering a digital capability for cloud transformation, it's these individuals and their dedication and their innovation that have made this possible.
I'm personally most proud about the way that the teams have come together, leveraging and integrating with Definity's existing strategic, partner ecosystem to do something really innovative within the insurance industry together. And the way we partner with Definity to solve problems is unique and impressive.
So you see Alec, Anthony, and Dave speak how our partnerships go beyond transactional. It's what we call it long-term gain. And what comes to mind is one story. It's a story of our Guidewire Cloud migration weekend. See, we experienced the data conversion issue that night. And we started getting really worried that it's not going to make it for us to be successful and complete migration. And Guidewire team brought senior engineer Jim Sinkovich, and he had a plan. So the team asked, okay, Jim, how do you know this is going to work? And he said, because I wrote the code. So we trusted Jim, and we were successful. And I spoke to Jim only over the phone, and I truly hope that I get to meet him in person and thank him for the impact that he made that night for Definity. That is really powerful. As I said, last but not least, build an impact-inspired crew. So what do I mean by that? We all know that if you're going to undertake any major transformation or be successful in your business, you have to build talented crew. There's one more thing that we believe is so important. That is that every single team member understands the impact that their work makes towards our vision and how that work contributes to Dfinity's success and success of our industry. Our leaders spend tremendous time speaking about that, and our teams respond with an engagement and commitment. One really important story that I really love comes to mind, and that is the story of another cloud migration story, believe it or not. This is our first phase. We are migrating claims, and as luck would have it, one of the strongest storms in history of Ontario hit that weekend. So when offices and many houses lost power, our team didn't give up. They went to nearby coffee shops, used their phones, they completed migration successfully, and we were live. You see, when we have CAT event, we get 4 times more claims than usual. And with scalability of cloud, our frontline claims team was able to support our customers in the moments that truly matter. So let's hear from our team.
Partnership is very important to us. What we adopt here is the mentality of one team. We're in this together to make a difference.
The impact of partnership for our people is cross-pollination. It's cross-pollination of ideas, it's cross-pollination of thoughts, it's cross-pollination of tools and techniques, which really empowers us to dream big and to dream bold.
The collaboration within Dfinity allows us to dream about what could be. What it does is it brings trust, it brings unity, and as we work together, we have each other's back as we bring those best-in-class products and ideas to market.
I love this video. I always get inspired, and I'm excited about the journey ahead of us. So with that, I want to leave you with 3 things that we believe are key to our journey and our success. Number 1, make the business problem your true north. Number 2, sail further with your partners on board. And number 3, build an impact-inspired crew. I hope our journey inspired yours as your own horizon awaits. Thank you.
I'm going to take this. Good job. Wow, what a great story. Thank you again, Tatiana. How about another round of applause for Tatiana Lalkovic? I don't know, it's just an inspiring story. The word partnership just comes through so much in that story. It's really inspiring to everybody in this room, I think. Okay, are you ready for the second award winner of our annual Innovation Awards? Are you ready? I've got the envelope. No, I don't have an envelope. But the award winner for the second Innovation Award is Trygg from Scandinavia. Congratulations. This is an amazing brand. Their combined ratio is just phenomenal. It's just a great, if you don't know about Trygg, you got to look them up. But specifically, they won this year about their remarkable journey for Follow My Claim, a claims solution increasing customer satisfaction and claims efficiency. Let's take a look at their story in a short video.
Trygg Tryg is a company with very large ambitions, and I like that. We wanted to improve our customer experience and make our claims handling more efficient and provide a secure environment for our communication. So we thought we should build on whatever we have in Claim Center already out of the box and create this end-to-end communication tool. So for the last 2 years, we have enabled Follow My Claim for all of our LOBs. We have improved continuously on the product. We are receiving 34% less emails per claim, 24% less calls, because we are more proactive. We're giving them the information before they need to ask for it. What we hear from claim handlers is that they appreciate how fast and efficient and easy the communication is.
Wow, what a great story. Please join me on stage, Ulrika Birkeland from Tryg and Kushba Verma from Hexaware. Ulrika, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Brian. On behalf of the many stars in Tryg, which you probably heard, who has been involved in this project, and this amazing core team that you can see on the screen behind me here, and of course our great implementation partner Hexaware, I want to say a heartfelt thanks, for this truly great recognition. We're so proud and excited, and we will never stop looking ahead when it comes to creating great claims solutions and customer experience. So thank you so much.
That's amazing. Well done. Well done. Another round of applause, please. Very good. Congratulations. Good job. Congratulations and well done. Okay, now we all know how important sustainability is increasingly in our society, and an obligation, a call to action, I think, for our industry. That's why we invited our next guest speaker to share State Farm's story about what they're doing to do exactly just that. State Farm have been on a 4-year journey to lead by example, really, when it comes to sustainability. And our next speaker, his name is David Guarda. Remarkably, he joined State Farm in 1993, a 30-year career in insurance and at this great brand. And he had various roles, leadership roles across underwriting and finance and IT and learning and development. In 2017, he took on a new strategic role, leading areas such as customer engagement, driving targeted growth, and leading the way forward in environmental sustainability. He's going to join us in a minute. Let's play a short video from State Farm first.
We are all here for the same reason: to help people through their most difficult times. It's why all of us, together, are always ready. Ready to leave on a moment's notice. Ready to stay as long as it takes. Ready to listen and lend a hand. Ready to make the claims process easy. Ready to be here. Ready to go there. Because when things are at their worst, State Farm is at its best. We're all here to be ready. Let's get to work.
Okay, please join me in welcoming to the stage David Guarda from State Farm. Thank you, guys.
Good morning. So I just have 2 questions to start. First is, how did Brian get a walk-up song from Dolly Parton? And second is, if I hum a few bars, will you have to pay? So hopefully, as you saw this video, you felt the power of community, and you started to see the picture of who State Farm is and why our mission matters. I'm proud to share that video and have the privilege to be able to tell our story today. As unfortunate as are some of the scenes from catastrophes, That's the reality for our customers and communities today. In fact, many of you likely have family, friends, and even yourselves whose lives have been changed due to a catastrophe. The devastation is heart-wrenching. And yet, as we know, this is happening on an increasing level in both frequency and severity due to a number of factors, including a changing climate. What was conveyed in the video is why it is so important for each of our 64,000 employees and over 19,000 agents who deliver on our mission each and every day. It's about promoting safer, stronger, more sustainable communities. At State Farm, we focus on sustainability and resilience, not to satisfy third-party expectations or to conform to external pressures to address climate change. That would just be reactive. We do so simply because it is in the best long-term interest of our customers as a whole, and their needs will always guide our path. It's clear what we're seeing in the environment today. All of you are experiencing this. It's increasingly volatile, and the impact on insurance availability and affordability is real. So what is each organization's role in this? What is our industry's role? We collectively have the opportunity to influence and change the path to more prosperous and resilient communities for years to come. And when we come together as an industry, that is when you see the theme of this week in practice. There is power in the community. With more complex and sometimes conflicting legislation and sentiment across jurisdictions, at times it can be paralyzing. And the environment is incredibly difficult to navigate if you don't stay true to your broader mission. The State Farm mission is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, to recover from the unexpected, and to realize their dreams. Yet, the changing climate is creating greater risks and greater uncertainty in the lives of our customers. And so we believe that our primary role is to have the financial strength to be there when they need us most. And that is important. It's very important. But today, that is not enough. Committing to the long-term resilience of the planet, reducing our impact on the environment, and being a good neighbor starts with us. And while our deep focus on this has really, as Brian mentioned, been in the past 4 years, this is not new to State Farm. Throughout our 101-year history, we have kept our promise through significant weather events, through significant disasters, being there to help customers recover and communities recover time and again. But today, responding is critical, but it is not enough. So State Farm is committed to sustainability and climate resilience in 4 key ways. It's reducing carbon emissions and the associated effect on the environment. It's addressing the risks associated with climate change. It's advancing climate resilience through a number of ways. Strategic partnerships, through innovation and education. And finally, it's lessening the impact of waste on the environment towards a more circular economy. Last month, the federal government just released their National Climate Resilience Framework. And it had the vision of reimagining the federal government's role in advancing climate resilience. As individual organizations like State Farm, we can enable customers to become more resilient on their own. And that's great and it's important, but it is not enough. As a collective industry and as a business community, we should also reimagine and focus our energies on climate resilience of communities as a whole, and then commit and act. But let's start with a common understanding of what resilience is. A resilient community is one that can withstand and recover from any number of challenges. It includes both the human response and the performance of the built environment. Resilience should be viewed on a continuum, not with an end state in mind. And State Farm is focusing on a few key things related to resilience. Things that you're familiar with. They're not novel, but they're critical. It's building codes, it's disaster preparedness, it's land use, advanced data capabilities, and consumer education. We believe that homes and commercial structures must be made more resilient to be able to withstand the shifting of the population. And we see that towards the coasts. And State Farm and the industry is committed to ensuring that homes built and repaired today are better able to withstand catastrophes tomorrow. And that's not just to reduce damages or reduce damage costs or even to protect the environment. It's also about saving lives. Our stance is consistent with our mission, and it's supported by research. FEMA has released a research that said that for every $1 spent in investing towards conforming to the most current building codes, it saves the nation $11 in damage costs. Reducing damage also protects the environment through resilient homes, create less debris and waste that go into landfills when a catastrophe strikes. Unfortunately, only a few states have adopted the most current codes, and most don't have the resources nor the ability to implement and enforce the codes. And there's some federal movement to fund some of the code upgrades, but it needs to be more widespread to make a difference and have the benefit for all of the future generations of homeowners. The strain on society can also be mitigated through land use and land management. Governments, federal, state, and local, need to be thoughtful as to how and even whether to rebuild after a catastrophe, especially in areas most susceptible to disasters. The link between the nation's ability to rebuild and our industry's ability to help finance recovery after a catastrophe is very strong. So how can we, as a community, influence? As we look at global trends, there's several trends that are concerning to our industry. And you've seen them: rising temperatures, more infrequent severe storms. The risk management profile of our industry is changing. And while risk management is not sexy, it is at the core of an insurer's identity. And we need to build these trends into our broader strategic plans. And they need to be not siloed, and they also need to be looking broadly, not nearsighted. We also have an opportunity to advocate for more freedom in using sophisticated catastrophe models to better match price to risk. And any barrier to that will inhibit our industry's ability to best manage catastrophe risk. So how do we ensure that we're not too siloed? The key is with strategic partnerships. And that's with our own industry, with business groups, and with those that are making local decisions within their communities. When we have a united and research-supported voice, that gives us the best opportunity to influence. State Farm invests in and collaborates with a number of industry groups, and I'll highlight a couple here. IBHS is focused on real-world solutions, and a great example is their IBHS Wildfire Prepared Home program that was influential in the Western states and has been very successful. Flash is another key partner of State Farm, and they're focused on strengthening homes and safeguarding families from disasters. And the Firewise communities through the NFPA, State Farm partnered with them to create promotional materials and education materials to inspire families and communities to be better educated and to be safer from wildfires. And no doubt, many of you are already deeply engaged in many of these groups and more. And that just hammers home that there is power in the community. And while State Farm is deeply committed to protecting our neighbors, that as well is not enough. We believe that we need to take care of our own house first and then extend that to the neighborhoods that we serve. It's a responsibility we do not take lightly. And so to look at our insurance operations internally, we have a dedicated environmental sustainability team. They're highly talented, dedicated to our mission, and they influence behaviors, practices, and strategies all towards our goals. In 2021, State Farm also announced our goal of reducing our greenhouse gases by 50% by 2030. And I'm proud to say that we're well on our way to that, at a 46% reduction at the end of 2022. And we won't stop there, because what we found is reducing emissions also has a positive effect on the overall efficiency of our operations. Beyond that commitment, State Farm is making an impact in a number of other ways. We're optimizing paper use. We have reduced 140 million mailings, over 300 million sheets of paper a year, and that amounts to about 30,000 trees, for those of you keeping score at home. We also support communities through grants, and that is including things like protecting land and water sources, air quality, and most importantly, disaster preparation and recovery for unfortunate events like the Lahaina fire. We also use renewable energy, and we have that at 13 of our facilities countrywide, and the energy that is saved from that is similar to the emissions from 18,000 homes in an annual basis. We also are continuing our journey of reducing waste toward a more circular economy. We have 97% of our food services waste that is composted. We've reduced and eliminated single-use plastic water bottles in all of our campuses. And we have 2 of our distribution centers that are zero waste facilities. So these are not insignificant steps, nor were they easy, but our customers expect it, our employees are inspired by it, the younger generation, they demand it, and it's the right thing to do. And speaking of generations, so the younger generation, if you've seen any research or you have a couple of them at home like I do, they're focused on some of the big challenges of the day, environment being one, and they expect companies like State Farm to take a part in it. This summer, we had a large group of interns in, and I heard numerous comments from them on 2 things. One is that they were pleased that State Farm was focused on sustainability, and second, that they were surprised that it was coming from an insurance company. But I kind of gave them a little secret. Insurance is pretty cool. They were pretty pleased with that. So I'm a firm believer that modeling can create behavior change. And it doesn't always work with my daughters, but stick with me on this. If we as a community can model sustainable behaviors, that will have a cascading effect on our employees, our customers, and the communities that we serve. So as I finish, I would encourage each of you to consider 3 things in each of your area of responsibility. First is, how can you build and improve your strategic partnerships to focus on the key issues of the day in our industry. Second is, how can you model sustainability within your operations and with the customers and communities that you serve? And third is, deepen your knowledge. Consider attending one of the Guidewire sessions on this topic in the coming year. So ultimately, I believe our focused efforts can both keep our promises of today and build the neighborhoods we can be proud to pass on to the next generation, my daughters included. Thank you.
Great job, Dave. Great job. Thanks. Oh, I love a few things about that. Risk management being at the core identity of insurance companies, that will stay true to me. I love the fact that State Farm is leading by example, I think, in this community. And I love the fact that insurance is pretty cool. That is it for the morning sessions. Please be sure to be back here for must-see sessions at 11 o'clock. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, I love that demo from Laura Drabeck. The use of generative AI across the insurance lifecycle really is going to transform this industry.
I know. That was super cool. I was also inspired by State Farm's commitment to sustainability. It's so important to protect our planet, not just because of the people, but also because of how environmental changes and risk affect insurers.
Absolutely. Well, it's break time, and as promised, Katrina and I are going to make our way over to the Partner Pavilion to stop by and chat with a few of our sponsors, as well as the Guidewire Product Lodge, to talk to some of the Guidewire team to check out some product demos, and maybe we'll even drop in on Laura Drabeck.
We'll see. We also had some fun yesterday talking to some of our partners that you've been hearing about in the keynotes. You can check out those short videos below.
So don't go away. Join us back here in about an hour, and we'll meet you at around 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern.
That's 5 p.m. in London, 10:30 p.m. in New Delhi, 2 a.m. in Tokyo, and 4 a.m. in Sydney.
And 6 p.m. in Innsbruck. You keep forgetting Innsbruck.
You're right. Can't forget Innsbruck.
Never forget Innsbruck. Okay, let's go to the Partner Pavilion. We'll see you shortly.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Katrina.
I'm so glad I ran into you.
Yeah.
I've been looking everywhere for office hours, and I have no idea where they are.
Well, you've come to the right place. The new office hours is the Product Lodge. So we reimagined it and kind of do things a little different. So it's not individual products. We're actually showcasing solutions and more from the customer's perspective.
That sounds like a great idea. Well, while I'm here, I would love to see some demos. But where should I start?
So you can actually start right here at Claims Management, learn all about the different things in the claims lifecycle and how Guidewire can assist with that.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good to see you.
You too.
Brian,
Darren,
how's it
great to
going?
see you. Going
I
well.
have heard there is a lot of really exciting stuff coming for analytics in Innsbruck. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, we are super excited about what we're going to be releasing with Innsbruck. First of all, we're going to do a new cloud analytics manager, and that's really going to help carriers speed up the embedding process of analytics, whether it's Guidewire analytics or even third-party analytics solutions. So we're really, really excited about that. And then, of course, we're excited about Hazard Hub, too.
Of course.
Yes. So that Hazard Hub, as you know, over 1,400 data points. It is the most comprehensive data set out there with property information, all in a single API call.
That's amazing. And I have heard a rumor that there may be Hazard Hub coming to Canada this year.
That rumor is 100% true. We're really excited about all the amazing information that we have in Hazard Hub, now being able to take it up north to our friends up in Canada so that they can start taking advantage of it too.
That should be amazing. I'm sure they will love being able to determine just everywhere that's going to get tons of snow.
Absolutely.
Brian, can you do us a favor and show us a quick demo of Hazard Hub?
Absolutely. Happy to.
Awesome.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're enjoying our live coverage of Connections. We're thrilled to have you here. My name is Pat Ma. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager for Hazard Hub. Today, I'm going to give you a quick introduction to our product, Hazard Hub. Here's the agenda for the next 15 minutes or so. I'm going to do a quick introduction to Hazard Hub. Then I'll show you our product in a live product demo. Then we'll show you how a customer leverages this product to grow their business. My goal by the end of this session is to show you the product and how this product helps our customers and the insurance marketplace. As a reminder, any forward-looking statements made in this presentation are covered under our safe harbor statements. Let's meet Hazard Hub. What is Hazard Hub? Hazard Hub is simply the most comprehensive property risk data set ever created. And this isn't just Guidewire saying this. I stole this quote from one of our customers when I asked him to explain what Hazard Hub is. There are over 1,400 data points for multiple perils and hazard. This product is for underwriters, actuaries, and product managers because the data in this product helps them make better insurance decisions. Here's a simplified view of the data that we provide. We have over 1,400 data points across 7 data products. We have property risks, property characteristics, replacement costs, permits, Canadian property risk, and casualty data. For property risks, we give you all natural perils and man-made hazards in one API call. To make this more real, what I'd love to do now is to show you a live product demonstration of Hazard Hub. In this demo, I want to show you how underwriters can quickly and accurately assess risk for every property using Hazard Hub. Underwriters face enormous pressure because they have to make quick and accurate decisions about every submission, and they get multiple submissions a day. Hazard Hub makes it extremely easy for them because we aggregate all the data that they need to make and justify their decisions and embed this data in their core system integrated within their workflow. Let me show you how. Here, you're looking at Hazard Hub embedded within Policy Center. This is our brand new UI that we're launching in Innsbruck. We have a submission for this property, the Gaylord Opryland Resort. As soon as this submission hits Policy Center, all the locations for this or any submission are automatically enriched with Hazard Hub data. Underwriters have instant access to all this rich information about this location as soon as they log into Policy Center. Let's make a decision about this submission as if you were an underwriter. We have 3 sections here. We'll go through each of them one by one. This first section, this is an overview of findings. Policy Center is recommending that you decline or adjust this premium for this policy. This is a unique recommendation for this submission based on custom underwriting rules for your company and Hazard Hub data. As you see, embedded analytics is making your core system smarter. We are turning your system of record into a system of insights. You have a recommendation, but now you need to justify this decision. Let's take a look at the data. This second section here, this is our geospatial insights data. You can see this property on a Google map. You can also see enhanced property characteristics, valuation data, mortgage information, and replacement costs with low, medium, and high estimates. This data gives you instant situational awareness about this property without visiting the sites. Now you want to see the risk around this property, so you can avoid the high replacement cost in case of a catastrophic event. This third section here, this is our peril scores. We currently have 40 of them. They're all color coordinated and easily sortable. You can quickly see your high risk perils at a glance. We even have a search bar so you can search for the peril that you're most interested in. Let's examine a few of these scores together. FEMA scores this property as a B for flooding, with minimal to no risk of flooding. And this is what other third-party data providers use for their flood score. However, Hazard Hub scores this property as an F for catastrophic flooding, with a very high risk of flood damage. It turns out that this property did suffer a catastrophic flood in 2010. Back then, there was 19 feet of water in the Cascades portico. This catastrophic flood caused over $250 million worth of damage and shut this business down for 6 months. This is the type of comprehensive and accurate insights that only Hazard Hub can provide. You might be wondering, how is Hazard Hub more accurate here? It is because Hazard Hub has more data, so we're able to model more scenarios, create more risk scores, and give you additional insights to properties that other third-party data providers cannot provide. Let's take a look at another score. Hazard Hub is great at uncovering hidden risks. We have a score here for underground storage tanks. It turns out that we're sitting on 8 leaking underground storage tanks, all located within a quarter mile from us. These tanks contain petroleum and other hazardous chemicals, and when they leak, they can cause over $1 million worth of damage and environmental cleanup. As an underwriter, you will want to know this. Because of these high risk and high replacement costs, in your judgment as an underwriter, you decide to increase the premium on this property and have justification for your decision. This is how to quickly and accurately identify risks for any property using Hazard Hub. As you've seen, Hazard Hub makes it extremely easy for underwriters to assess risk by aggregating all this rich data and embedding it into their core system integrated within their workflow. This works for any US address. If you're curious about seeing the risk for your property, then please reach out to us. We're happy to demo this. We'll punch in your address and you can see all the geospatial intelligence and peril risk around your house, then decide whether you need to buy more flood insurance or underground storage tank insurance. Back to the slides here. What are customers doing with this data in the real world? Swiss Re, they're one of the largest reinsurers in the world. They're using Hazard Hub data to power their Property Insights product. This enables underwriters to make smarter decisions about individual location risk. They've considered a lot of third-party data providers when building this product, and they concluded that Hazard Hub was the best for property risk data. To make this more real, we've created a video about their use case, and I'd love to show you their video now.
We are one of the top tier reinsurers, and we've also evolved into reinsurance solutions. We set out to sell risk insights and risk tools. We partner with what we perceive to be the best-in-class market providers of data and risk models. We went to Hazard Hub because we kept hearing about Hazard Hub. Clients kept saying they're using Hazard Hub. Our most prominent property product on our Impact Plus App Store is Property Insights. The most common way to interact with it is to search an individual address or a set of addresses, then retrieve all of the data that they need for that location. And the most common thing that we hear is amazement at the Hazard Hub data because it is just so vast and very, very useful for specific perils. You're getting more than 1,000 data attributes. And you can use this information to make more precise underwriting decisions and rating decisions.
Well, if you're concerned about wildfire, Hazard Hub has all this information. It can tell you which zone you're in, and it can show you the incidental fire score. The fire suppression score measures the ability of a building to suppress the fire. People are very interested in this because they don't want a building to be a total loss. Many of our customers are interested in severe weather scores, basically tornado, lightning, and hail. And Hazard Hub also provides data on that.
You then comb through all of the information and make a sound underwriting decision. In effect, Hazard Hub enables underwriters to make better decisions at a faster speed with higher accuracy.
What you've seen from the live demo and from the Swiss Re video is a sample of our 1,400 data points and peril scores. We're constantly adding new data and scores into this product, and we're refining existing models. Here's a timeline of what we released so far and what's coming in the future. I don't have time to speak about all these data points, but I'll speak about one. In December, we're launching Canadian property risks. This is our first non-US expansion of Hazard Hub data. For the first time, customers will be able to assess risk for Canadian properties and addresses. We're starting off with 100 data elements across 13 risk factors. To learn more about Canadian property risk or to punch in an address in Canada and see the risk around that property, reach out to us. We're more than happy to demo this product for you. To wrap up, this has been a brief introduction to Hazard Hub. You've seen the product and hopefully understand its value to customers and the insurance marketplace. We have all this great data, 1,400 plus fields of information embedded into core systems that really helps underwriters make faster and more accurate insurance decisions. Thanks for attending this session. We greatly appreciate your time and interest in Hazard Hub, and we hope that you have a great rest of Connections.
That was incredible. I really appreciate you showing us that, and I hope you have a wonderful time here at Connections.
Hi, CJ.
Hey, how you doing?
It's great to see you.
Good to see you too.
Nicole sent me over because she told me you had some really exciting things to talk about with Autopilot, which we saw a little bit on the main stage, but I'd love to know more.
Yeah, Autopilot workflow service is being released with Innsbruck, as you guys saw on the main stage, and it's GA, and we're excited about it because I mean, it's a BPMN tool set, so it's business process modeling and notation tool, construct that allows insurers to build from simple workflow services to complex workflow services. In addition to that, it's also integrated into the Insurance Suite APIs. So there's a lot of great functionalities being made available with this, and we're really excited to have it out finally.
Nice. Well, on the main stage, they can only give us a tiny little sample, but I'd love to see the main course. Can you show me more?
Yeah, no problem.
There are automation workflows that are specific to the new product. They launched the Workflow Designer tool, which allows FutureState to quickly design and modify claim-specific workflows for Autopilot. Here, we see an example workflow already created for FutureState's other auto products. FutureState wants to enhance part of this workflow now for their new personal auto product. A developer updates it to create an activity for adjuster review whenever there is a medium or high probability of a weather discrepancy. This will also temporarily stop claims automation until an adjuster completes their manual review. The workflow gets saved, and now Autopilot is ready to handle. Everything has now been set up so that claims can be filed against the new product. To show it, in Claim Center, Jess's claim has already been received, and Autopilot has begun executing the initial workflow for automating her claim. We can see that Autopilot is already listed as the claim owner, and the initial activities, exposures, and reserves have been automatically created on the claim. Because of the change that was made in Workflow Designer, you can see here that Autopilot automatically created an activity for adjuster review based on the information provided by Jess during intake. So the claim is temporarily kicked out of automation while an adjuster further investigates. In this case, the adjuster eventually confirms the damage is in fact storm-related and clicks Return to Autopilot to proceed with automation. As Autopilot continues to process the claim, FutureState Smart.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. No problem.
All right, we'll see you around.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Matt Foraker, it is wonderful to see you. I was sent over here by the analytics team because they told me that some of what they're doing is actually being embedded in Insurance Now.
Yes, sir. You got it right. Yeah. So with Innsbruck, we've embedded Hazard Hub into Insurance Now. So we've had Hazard Hub before, but this time we use the new cloud-native analytics manager to do so.
That is awesome.
Super cool.
So is it just Hazard Hub? What else can I get through Analytics Manager?
So Predict and even third-party models eventually. So it's really great. We can embed those directly into the UI, into workflows, and then manage and configure those models through a third-party tool, through a graphical user interface. Really cool stuff.
That is awesome. Would you mind showing us a quick demo of how that works in Analytics Manager?
Today, I'm going to show you how Insurance Now, together with Guidewire's Hazard Hub data service, helps underwriters understand property risks, establishing improved pricing and/or adding the need for contingencies. Here we have a new homeowners policy for Jessica Carroll. The agent enters the typical information, including street address, city, state, and zip code. Jessica also provides details of the dwelling and selects the coverages she is interested in. As the agent works through the submission process, the agent clicks on the Hazard Hub menu, and the Insurance Now platform automatically calls out to the Hazard Hub data service and retrieves all the risk information associated with his property address. This includes risks associated with wildfire, fire, flood, hurricane, etc. Hazard Hub provides over 1,000 risk data elements associated with a property address or geolocation. This data is presented in workflow and does not require the agent or underwriter to click on another menu item out of sequence or refer to an external system. Reviewing the Hazard Hub data, we are presented with a Hazard Hub risk analysis for the property. The underwriter is presented with a risk highlight summary, which includes information such as elevation, geocoding accuracy, fire hydrants within 1,000 feet, and Hazard Hub also includes distance to coast, FEMA flood zone data, number of fire stations within 5 miles, and distance to nearest fire stations. All these fields are configurable in Analytics Manager to surface information most relevant to you and your underwriters. Next, we see the location details. This includes the owner, number of stories, total market value, use code, last assessment date, year built, and min-max valuations. To the right, we see the relevant risk factor distribution chart, which provides a graphical summary view of the risks associated with this property. Below this is a summary of the risk factors most relevant, which includes wildfire, current drought grade, and mudslide risk. Again, these details are configurable to make them most relevant to your organization. We can click the Show All Risk Factors icon to expand the full list of risk details. Where there is a details hyperlink, the underwriter can click the link and see the underlying data supporting the grade and score. Below this, we see the replacement cost details, including other information such as architectural style, construction quality, etc. The Predictive Analytics tab can be configured to show decision support information. In this case, information related to an inspection contingency recommendation helps the underwriter decide if a home inspection is required or not. Because of the age of this building and the home condition, this model recommends that the policy bind is contingent on a home inspection. Armed with this data, your organization can implement a winning strategy to write lower risks, select more profitable business, all while reducing expenses.
Thank you so much. That is a really powerful demo. I'm excited to hear about this for our Insurance Now customers.
Absolutely. It's really exciting. Another great example of how the broader investments across Guidewire apply to Insurance Now.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Katie. Good to see you.
Great to see you, too. I'm super excited to hear what you have to say about Utro, because they talked about it on the main stage, and what they shared was super exciting, but I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, it was really exciting, wasn't it? Diego did mention that this connection show, this Jutro digital platform is now going to be generally available. And we are just coming off of the early release for a number of carriers that have taken this and have actually gone through the implementation. So we've got a lot of really exciting feedback from them, and we're super excited about all the carriers and our customers taking advantage of what now this Jutro platform can offer them. Now, it is a full platform, so there's a lot of parts to it. So I'm really looking forward to giving you a nice deeper dive tour.
Nice. Let's do it. Let's dive right in.
Okay, so before we get too far into it, it's very important to point out that the Jutro Digital Platform, or JDP, isn't just a platform. It actually is comprised of a collection of assets and components, as well as a methodology that carriers like yourselves can take advantage of to fully deploy very robust digital applications. So as part of what's included is a design system, a UI UX framework, a library of P&C specific components and patterns, as well as a full-blown SDK. And we're going to double click on a couple of these here in just a second. But as I mentioned, it also includes an experience-led design methodology. And this methodology is focused on the end user and what their expectations are for the application. But it's not only focused on the UX design, it also includes business design, as well as technical and architectural design, among other things. So it really helps work to exploit all the JDP assets and gives you a really nice recipe to follow during your digital initiatives to reduce risk and help ensure success. So as part of JDP, it's important to kind of have a sense of where it fits in the bigger global Guidewire solution. So this is a graphic that depicts really all the Guidewire components that make up the Guidewire cloud solution set. And I've highlighted a few areas here in light green that are specific to Jutro. But the point of this is I want to show how they really fall within the context of an already established solution set. So let's look at the bottom row here. And this is really the platform level. So this is really for the tools and assets that your developers use as they are developing and setting up the orchestration and deploying the actual digital assets. And really in the same fashion as they would if they're working with the Guidewire core components as well. Moving up to the middle layer, this is actually the applications layer. So this is really where Policy Center and Billing Center falls, of course. But then if you look on the right-hand side, the JDP also is inclusive of full-blown digital applications that are tuned for 4 distinct personas. So these are pre-built, out-of-the-box applications that are pre-integrated to work with InsuranceSuite that you can use as is or tweak or effectively replace just based on your particular needs. And then the last row here at the top is the content layer. And this is where Guidewire, yourself, system integrators, other third parties can contribute content that allows carriers to jumpstart their development cycles. And in this case, we have a Jutro Experience library that includes some sample sets things like a personal auto quote flow or an FNOL claim submission flow that you can then use again to jumpstart your development cycles. Okay, so that's where JDP fits, but let's go back to what all is included. As I mentioned, it does include a design system. And it's important to really, delve into. This is a collection of atomic components that designers and developers will then arrange on the screen to basically make up and comprise that digital application. So we have a very large library of these atomic components, and then we also have put them together in such a fashion that they support very specific P&C use cases. So this example is for a bill pay, as you see, and it's leveraging a collection of those atomic components for a particular purpose. And another example could be an FNOL flow in a similar fashion. So we also have a React-based UI framework that really allows all those UI components and patterns to be aligned with the actual front-end framework. It also includes a command line interface, which sounds simple, but it really is very powerful in that it gives developers really a single command ability to do things like validate or upgrade their Jutro applications very easily. It also includes the Jutro web app, which is a management console that allows for developers to effectively create, manage, and deploy and monitor all the Jutro digital applications that they are building out. And then lastly is that software development toolkit that really is built and designed to help developers integrate those Jutro front ends with the insurance suite back-end capabilities. So moving back just briefly here into the design side, we also supplement that ability with the ability to integrate with third-party design applications such as Adobe Figma or Apple Sketch. And so these are not Guidewire design applications, but they are going to leverage the ability to import those Guidewire components that I was just speaking about. So this is going to allow now designers to work within an interface such as this. This is a view of Figma. Again, this is not a Guidewire application, but if you look on the left-hand side, you see where all those atomic components are now available for this designer to basically paint the screen as they deem fit. And what's great about this is, A, it does not require any kind of development, web development skills, but then also it allows this design and these components to be handed off to the developer so they can effectively build out exactly what the designers had put together. So it really promotes that collaboration between the designers and developers. So just really quick, I did want to speak just briefly about another very powerful attribute that's baked within the design of the Jutro digital platform, and that's the ability to create and deploy micro front ends. So this depiction here is a way to represent how a single micro front end, in this case one that was built for a fictitious carrier, future state, to support a quote and buy self-service digital flow, and that this is showing how that one micro front end can now be deployed in different distribution channels, whether it's a partner of yours, a greenfield that you want to have stood up for a specific purpose but representing the same kind of quote submission flow. That is exactly what this supports. So it allows for very rapid development, but moreover, really promoting your different distribution channels. So I did want to give you an opportunity to see this in action. So I've taken us here into an illustration, a way for me to represent how micro front ends all interoperate. So what you're actually looking at here, in this case, there's my future state application, and it is, as you see, pointing to a collection of micro front ends that are built for very specific purposes. And a micro front end can point to another micro front end, so you effectively create a hierarchy that is going to then represent all the capabilities that is going to be made available within that application. So notice these are all different applications and they may share the same micro front end or have their own. It's entirely up to how you're designing your applications. So let's take a look at this homeowner's quote and buy flow within the context of the future state container app. So I'm going to navigate over to that application, and notice here I have a lot of different choices what that application is showing me, but again, what we're focusing on is how to get a quote for homeowners. So this is where that micro front end is going to manifest itself within the context of that bigger, broader digital application for future state. And so here it's basically now showing me the wizard that's representing that quote flow for the homeowners. And I can just start walking through the different choices here, just as I normally would to capture the quote information. So I'm going to compare this to, so kind of put a pin in this one, to how that micro app might look outside of the context of future state. So I'm going to tab quickly over here, and now I'm looking at basically the same application, that quote flow, but it's not contained within future state. It's basically a standalone application. This is what could be effectively added to and embedded within another third party or a partner app in the same way we did with future state. And I'm just simply going to walk through just as I did a moment ago and recognize that the behavior is virtually identical here to what is being shown in the future state application, because it is ultimately underneath the same actual micro front end. Okay, so that takes us back to our conclusion here, which is basically that JDP gives you a lot of different options to expedite and deploy applications very, very rapidly, leveraging third-party design tools, as well as promoting the collaboration between the designers and developers, but giving you options. So whether you take full advantage of the out-of-the-box experiences, whether you build out your own, or you just use the underlying APIs, it's entirely up to you and what your particular goals are.
And that should take care of it.
Thank you so much. I learned so much today, and I think our customers are going to love it.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tim.
Philip.
Hey, Darren.
How's it going? I was just over at the Insurance Now booth. They were talking about all the exciting stuff happening. I also talked to Hazard Hub, but I want to hear about what's going on in Policy Center in Innsbruck. Can you tell me a little bit?
Awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of great things going on in Policy Center. Certainly want to talk about APD and how we're using our Go products.
And APD is Advanced Product Designer,
Advanced
right?
Product Designer,
okay.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, so used to acronyms, but yeah. But carriers are using our Go products with APD and getting to market faster. And we also are very excited to announce our Guidewire rating app that's going to be used with Tune, where carriers can go in and they can create the rating for their new products and model those in real time.
I think we saw a demo of that in the keynote today, right? All the integration of the microservices and how they're working on the fly.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would love if you could show our viewers a quick demo of APD in action.
Sure, absolutely. Be happy to.
Awesome.
I'm going to start by going to the marketplace and searching for cyber. From here we can see our Go products, and I want to focus on our USA cyber product. I can browse to my list and download that product. Now there's a starting template for the cyber line of business. Once I've downloaded it, I can open up the mind map. And let's take a look at what it includes. Here we're going to see a lot of risk information. I want to highlight a couple things. First is the market segment. We want to segment this product by the market. And you can also see just different attributes, things like policy type. All of this could be added to or modified. Let's also take a look at some of the standard cyber coverages included. We have commercial liability, policy liability, separate defense cost limits. Let's add in a proprietary cyber coverage. We want this to have a limit of 1 million, 2 million, and 3 million. Go ahead and save the mind map, and I'm going to jump into Advanced Product Designer. So here, Guidewire Cloud Home, I can navigate to the Advanced Product Designer, and I can create a new product. We'll select the mind map that I was just working with, and create it. Now that product definition has been loaded into APD. We could, of course, extend our sideline here You can see 91 attributes, 28 coverages, conditions, exclusions. We'll see that familiar market segment and policy type. If I look at coverages, we're going to see our proprietary cyber coverage. I'm going to lock this to start editing it. A couple things is we only want to offer this proprietary cyber coverage in the mid-market segment. So I'm going to set this as unavailable. Now let's define our mid-market segment. To do that, I go to Additions. We can see our cyber edition here. I'm going to clone this and create our mid-market. We'll make it effective today, but I could future date this for a release. And I can define this segment by jurisdiction as well as market segment. If you remember, market segment is that attribute we had on the cyber line. Here I can choose from small, mid, large. I could have my own custom list here. Select mid-market. Now I can click into the mid-market edition. You'll notice here we are on the mid-market. And I want to add in specific rules for proprietary coverage here. You'll notice since we cloned it that it is unavailable. So let's change this to make it required. Let's also add a default limit value. So we can edit the clause terms. We'll see that limit here. And I can set things like usage details, defaults, minimums, maximums. I'm going to just select a default of 2 million. Now let's test it out. I'm going to navigate to Policy Center. From within Policy Center, I'm going to synchronize with the cloud, and we'll see our cyber line of business populated. I'm going to navigate to a test account, and I'm going to create a new submission so we can test out our cyber product. Browsing to the risk details. I'll point out I'll keep market segment here as blank, but we have our small, mid, large. I'm just going to browse to our standard coverages. Here we don't have our proprietary coverage available. And leveraging those additions, if I switch to mid-market, it now enforces those product rules that we built. And we have our proprietary cyber coverage with a $2 million default limit. The other thing APD enables is providing you all of the APIs needed to interact with this line of business. So here we can see those cyber REST APIs built out automatically.
Well, Philip, thank you so much. That was wonderful. I really enjoyed the demo. I hope you have a great conference, and I hope you get a lot of traction being able to demo that to our customers here on site.
Awesome. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you so much. Have a great conference.
Thank you.
Hi, Ted.
Hi, how are you?
Great to see you.
Yeah, you too.
I hear that we've increased the number of our cloud offerings on Marketplace by 30%. Tell our viewers more.
Absolutely, yeah. All the different partners that are coming on, we're bringing them on. We're doing some really cool things for cloud with the cloud integration framework that came out a couple years ago. Keeps maturing. We've got people like NewGen, OneInc. We've got Appian, all releasing cloud-native applications on the Marketplace. You know, grows every day. You know, and that's all I do every day is work with these partners to release it. We like to call it more Cloud Bell.
That's so exciting, and I love the musical element you have here for Nashville. Can you give me a deeper dive overview of the program?
Absolutely.
for sharing that with me.
No, thanks for stopping by.
Steve Timberley.
Darren, how are you?
I am wonderful. It is great to see you. So I was just over at the Insurance Now booth over in our product lodge a few minutes ago, and they were talking all about all the great innovations in Insurance Now. But we've got some really cool stuff going on with our partners this year, don't we?
Yeah, we do. This is a really exciting year for Insurance Now at Guidewire Connections. This year, we got several things going on for the Insurance Now community. So first, inside this massive partner pavilion, Insurance Now customers will be able to easily identify the partners that have solutions specifically for Insurance Now. We've got these great Ogon-sponsored identifiers in all of the booths that represent Insurance Now solutions or Insurance Now consulting partners.
Great.
We've also got the awesome ITS party on Monday night. And then this year, for the first time, we've got an Insurance Now collaboration room sponsored by Turi, which is just a great place for anyone in the Insurance Now community to be able to arrive and connect with other Insurance Now customers and learn more about what they're doing and what innovative things are happening in the community.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for being a sponsor and being here at Guidewire Connections. I hope you have a wonderful conference. What are you talking about here?
We are talking about Turi, which is a policyholder mobile application for carriers.
That is awesome. Guidewire Marketplace, right?
Absolutely.
Look forward to the Guidewire Marketplace. Thank you so much, Steve.
Appreciate it,
I will talk to you
Darren.
later.
Thank you.
Hi, Nicholas.
Hey, Katrina.
I was just at the Marketplace booth, and they told me I had to stop by to talk to you about the Guidewire solution for stat reporting. Tell me more.
Yeah, we're very proud of this, launching for Innsbruck. We've been working with the Guidewire team for many months now, and we're very excited to be launching a CDA-based integration to speed up the implementation of statistical reporting.
That sounds super exciting for our customers. When is this available for them to use?
Yeah, we're launching the beta program at the end of the month. And yeah, we're working with a number of clients right now on new implementations, and very excited to talk to other prospects and other customers.
Fantastic. Well, this is for our online viewers. If they want to get involved, how can they get involved in the beta program?
Yeah, you can reach out to us at nuvio.com, or if you're at the conference right now, just we've got a whole team here. Glad to spend some time and explain more about our solution.
Fantastic. We'll see you on nuvio.com.
Great.
Laura Drabeck. I thought no one put baby in the corner.
Well, you know, I've always had the time of my life at Connections, Darren.
That is a valid point. So Laura, I hear that we are doing a bunch of really cool stuff with our customers and employees and partners, and it's going to be on social media.
It is. Thanks for asking. We're running the InsureTalk Minute, where we're interviewing carriers as well as partners as well as employees. And what we're going to do is ask them a question on how our industry is trending. Then we're going to post those within 15 minutes to social media.
That is an insane timeline, but it's really exciting for our attendees who are watching us virtually. You know, I think we can actually have those appear underneath this interview while we're talking.
Oh, I would love that.
And if not,
so like that one,
right down that way, right down here, right down here, you should be able to see them. But if you don't see them down here, you can also check them out on, I think, LinkedIn and Twitter.
That's correct.
That'll be awesome. Laura, I hope you get to talk to all of the best customers, all the best partners. Well, wait, they're all the best customers because they're Guidewire customers.
True, indeed.
All right, thank you so much, and have a great time here at Connections.
Generative AI is dominating the technology conversation in every industry. But what does it mean to P&C insurance? Generative AI is a form of artificial intelligence that can generate content by learning from existing data. ChatGPT, Bing AI, Google Bard, and other generative AI products are all able to understand and answer queries by drawing on knowledge gleaned from massive unstructured data sets, including texts and images. Developers can adapt these technologies for a wide range of industry use cases with very little tuning required. When integrated to a cloud platform like Guidewire, for instance, generative AI holds tremendous potential. Think AI that analyzes vast amounts of internal and external data to coach new agents, underwriters, and adjusters, advising them through everything from assessing risk and pricing to personalized coverage to reducing claims leakage and accelerating time to resolution. AI that can respond to user-specific questions by drawing from the carrier's entire knowledge base and each new customer interaction, helping them resolve issues or apply for coverage faster. AI that guides claimants through the claims process, generates forms, answering coverage questions, and advising them of claim status, while verifying claims documentation, including videos, photos, audio recordings, and more, to facilitate a faster, friendlier claims experience. AI that can facilitate the fulfillment of embedded insurance bundled with the purchase of third-party products and services. Tailor new lines of business based on claims patterns and customer acquisition data. Write code, formulate new rates, and more. Nascent forms of this technology already save insurers more than $1.3 billion per year. And the generative AI revolution, well, it's just getting started. Rampant inflation, rising catastrophe risks, reduced capacity, higher rates, and lower policy limits are fueling massive demand for parametric insurance. Parametric insurance is coverage that provides an automated, predetermined payout tied to a predefined claims trigger. This can mean a fixed payout if, say, the wheat farm my family owns in Canada suffers a 16% reduction in crop yields from excessive rainfall. In fact, practically any predefined parameter based on a public, measurable index can form the basis for parametric insurance. And unlike traditional policies, parametric payouts are instant, no proof of loss required. For municipalities, schools, and family farms, direct access to funds can mean making payroll and continuing operations versus closing down completely. No wonder parametric policy sales surged 40% last year. By 2028, parametric premium revenues could top $30 billion. Thanks to modern insurance platforms and growing availability of real-time API-enabled data sources, satellites, telematics, third-party intelligence, and more, insurers can offer parametric coverage for triggers like flood, storms, droughts, rainfall, wildfires, market indices, and yes, crop yields. Like the parametric policies that increasingly provide coverage to underserved farmers in Africa, or the kind that protects my family. The Guidewire parametric insurance solution, for instance, enables insurers to rapidly model parametric policies for perils tracked against a publicly available index. The solution provides a blueprint for automatic index monitoring to verify claims triggers as stipulated in individual policies. And automated straight-through processing facilitates fast, frictionless payouts, which means insurers can fill protection gaps, improve expense ratios, offer hybrid policies that combine traditional and parametric coverage, and make instant payouts to serve communities, families, and farms in Kenya, Canada, and worldwide through the power of parametric insurance.
That was a marathon.
I am pretty sure I hit my steps for the day.
But don't stop yet. We still have a lot more to go.
Absolutely. Next up on the keynote, we are going to hear from Andrew Rose, the president of OnStar Insurance, who'll be sharing his vision and insights into auto insurance in an all-electric future.
Andrew will discuss the exciting new experience OnStar Insurance will provide as they inspire and reward safe drivers, simplify interactions, and blaze the trail in creating the auto insurance of tomorrow.
All using some of General Motors' most advanced technologies.
Be sure to join us back here for the wrap-up as we'll share some information about how you can join us next year.
You will not want to miss it.
Please welcome back Brian Desmond.
Let's go. Let's go. It's a great song, great album. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the break. Power of Love it. Love it. At the break, the energy in the partner pavilion was amazing. I went around, thanked partners for being here, shook their hands, broke the news to Smart Communications and One Inc. that they have to pay us more money for being in the keynote. That was great. Thank you. Just kidding. Okay, now it's time for our next winner in the annual Guidewire Innovation Awards program. Are you ready? The winner is Westfield Specialty. Congratulations on their launch, remarkably, of specialty lines in just 4 months. An incredible story. Let's take a look at this video.
We put profitability over quantity, and we provide good service to our customers. Our existing solution wasn't scalable, and the ambitious plan that we have for this year required something which has industrial strength. What is unique about Westfield Specialty is that we decided to use Guidewire on Cloud for specialty lines. Our timeline was pretty aggressive. We launched our first business unit in about 4 months. We're currently using APD extensively to launch products in the market. We are able to launch multiple products in about 4 to 8 weeks time frame. And we have done that. We have heard from business. They are very pumped up. We are very pumped up. That is very encouraging.
Fantastic. Please join me on stage, Manoj Jain, Ankur Jain from Deloitte, and Chaitanya Kohli from Value Momentum. Manoj, well done. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Brian. Love the song, Jai Ho. It really means victory will be ours, so very apt for this occasion. It already felt like a win when we were first nominated, but being here with you feels very different. Awesome. Thank you, Guidewire, Deloitte, Value Momentum for your great partnership. And lastly, big thanks to families of all my team members for believing in us and supporting us on long days.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well said. Congratulations again.
Thank
you. Here you go. All right. Here you go. Take that too. Or okay. No, that's okay. Great. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Fantastic. Congratulations again to our 3 award winners. Just fantastic stories of success, which is really the most important part of Connections, customer success. Now, our next session. We all know, we can see around us that the the world is being disruptive with respect to mobility. Electronic vehicles are the new norm. Driverless cars and trucks will become the new norm. There is a plethora of data coming online from infrastructure and all around us that's feeding into insurance. And it begs the question, what will insurance do about all of this? What are the opportunities and the threats? And how can insurance evolve to make sure that it's there for us in this new era of mobility? And I can't think of anyone better on the planet to tell us that story than Andrew Rose, president of OnStar Insurance, a subsidiary of General Motors and GM Financial. He is recognized as a thought leader and an innovator in the insurtech space. He started his career at Progressive Insurance, and then he transitioned into a leadership role into Bank of America. He became founder and CEO of Elephant Insurance and went on to become CEO of Compare.com. Please join me in giving a warm Connections welcome to Andrew Rose.
Good to see you. Good morning. Thank you, Brian, for that kind introduction. I'd like to start today with a story. The morning was cool, not unlike today, but the promise of a hot day was still there. The sounds of frogs and crickets were subsiding, replaced by birds in trees near and far. The smell of day-old grass clippings hung in the air as 10 friends tried to exit a house quietly. Not easy for a group of teenagers. They piled into 3 vehicles, bracing for the long journey that lay ahead. The sun rose high in the sky as those trio of vehicles drove south across 4 states, swapping positions as they went. After 5 hours, the interstate gave way to a 2-lane road where the soft-top Suzuki Jeep held middle position from a Subaru in the lead and a GMC truck in the rear. Jokes, spawning laughter, competed with yawns resulting from the abbreviated night of sleep achieved just hours before. Their destination was only 2 hours away, the beach. Off to the left, in the sky, a Cessna was flying low on the horizon, preparing to land at an airfield nearby. The plane stood in sharp contrast to the bright blue skies above and the dark green evergreens below. As the wings of that plane dipped below the tree line, the driver of the GMC truck returned their eyes and their attention to the road. Just then realizing the vehicles in front of them in their convoy were stopped for a vehicle turning left in the road ahead. The brakes were hit. The wheel was jerked. Too late. The GMC truck slammed into the back of the Suzuki at 50 miles an hour. The Suzuki was launched into the air, flipping as it went. The force of the crash ejected the 2 backseat occupants out of the vehicle and pushed the back seat under the front seat. The jettisoned duo flew through the air, eventually landing on the road and skidded into a ditch at the edge of the roadway. The truck then swerved into the other lane, hit a red SUV coming in the opposite direction, swerved back, and hit the Subaru that was leading the convoy, injuring all the occupants. In total, 4 vehicles and 11 people were involved in that accident on a rural South Carolina road. Emergency services were called in from the surrounding counties. The road was closed for hours. One of the people thrown from that Suzuki Jeep found in that muddy, pine needle-strewn ditch was me. Everyone survived. There were, surprisingly, miraculously, no fatalities in that accident. The year was 1992. There were no ADAS features, advanced driving systems in these vehicles. The term distracted driving, not part of the vernacular. By strange coincidence, the lack of a backseat seatbelt saved my life. 31 years later, after a crash that could have taken my life, I got the call no parent ever wants to get. My middle daughter had been in a car accident. Ooh, got me. Thankfully, she was in a modern, safety-equipped GM vehicle, Chevy Bolt EUV. The car was totaled in that accident, but she walked away completely uninjured, without a scratch. I didn't know it 30 years ago, but I was destined for the car and car insurance business. I want to make the roads safer, reduce distracted driving, and make insurance better overall. GM and OnStar Insurance were the perfect match to do this. Allow me to explain. GM is changing because the world around us is changing. How we dine, how we travel, how we shop, work, how people and goods move. A century ago, cars and trucks gave people freedom, changing their lives and the world. But with this freedom came crashes, environmental issues, and traffic jams. Today, we have a unique opportunity to help reduce and even eliminate these effects. It's why GM is transforming into an electric, autonomous, software-defined vehicle company. It's why GM envisions a world with zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. Speaking of crashes, every year around the world, 1.2 million people die in car crashes. Each a parent or grandparent, sister or brother, son or daughter, or a friend. Human error causes 90% of these accidents. We can save lives today with advanced safety technologies, and eventually with self-driving vehicles, try to achieve that zero crashes goal. The research done by the AAA Foundation estimates that we could prevent 30 million crashes, 10 million industries, and 250 million deaths over the next 30 years with existing advanced driving technology. This is obviously huge for the world, huge for the insurance industry. Zero accidents is still likely decades away, but we can make progress now. GM's mission is to pioneer the innovations that move and connect people to what matters. That comes from GM's rich heritage of innovation, viewing things not as they are, but as they can be. To understand where we're going, it's helpful to see where we've been. GM developed the first electric starters, the first automatic transmission, the first airbags. GM helped with the first moon missions, hopes to help with the next ones. Innovation is in our DNA. Then there's OnStar from General Motors as well, the first connected vehicle technology. For more than 25 years, OnStar has responded to 1.5 billion driver requests. And in a single day, 225,000 calls. Amazing. All of this is how we claimed industry leadership a century ago and how we're going to reinvent and win with EVs today. With our Ultium EV platform as the backbone, we expect we'll have the capacity for 1 million EVs later this decade. EVs are here now, and they're going to be an even bigger part of the future. Beyond just electric, our vehicles will be offered with Super Cruise. I have this on my vehicles. It's amazing. Game-changing, hands-free driver assistance system. It's available now on 400,000 miles in North America. It's going to be followed up by Super Cruise, by Ultra Cruise, which will cover 95% of all driving situations. Fantastic tech. These are exciting times at General Motors as we execute a transformation that will make the world safer and better for future generations. And OnStar Insurance is another big opportunity for General Motors in this transition. Nearly a century ago, 1925 to be exact, GM entered the insurance industry as Motors Insurance Company. Many of you will remember it as GMAC Insurance. The transition to an EV fleet, along with other strategic synergies, offered an opportunity for General Motors to re-explore insurance. And this year, GM returned as an auto insurer as OnStar Insurance. Now, it was exciting. As an insurance person, I thought it was quite exciting to get back into insurance. But let me tell you, it's hard to compete against a Hummer, a Lyriq, a Celestiq, a Tahoe, etc. In fact, we can all probably a bit begrudgingly admit that insurance is not the most glamorous product category. And our friends at Instagram make this point painfully clear. When you see the difference between #CarLove, 2.5 million likes, and #InsuranceLove. Now, we can change this, okay? We can change this. We can all do better. We will change insurance from just a necessity to something that people can engage with, just like they do with their rings and step counters on their watch. We can add value to their journeys with safety message. Imagine this, you're drowsy driving and you get an alert from your insurance company in your car saying, "Free coffee from us at the next exit." Imagine getting a reward or a badge for 25 perfect trips. We can do this. We can help them avoid and potentially eliminate accidents, making the roads safer. Insurance would no longer just be about claims. We can make them love their insurance company. Now, as insurers, we're all bracing for EVs. The underlying technology, the batteries, the software platforms, et cetera, of EV is different from the ICE, their gas-fueled counterparts, internal combustion engine counterparts. Ask any of your pricers, ask any of your claims adjusters, they'll tell you. As GM, as the manufacturer, we have unique insight into the insurance needs of these vehicles. Hence, OnStar Insurance. Hence, Insurance Evolved. Now, you read stories about EVs being totaled left and right, and that insurers and repairers just don't know what to do with them. Has it happened? Of course. My own EV was totaled. But those incidents are actually further and fewer between. For example, Matt Moore, SVP of HILDI, the Highway Loss Data Institute, says that an apples-to-apples studies proves that electric tech is not the culprit for burdensome repair costs. In reality, gas or electric, the cost of making any late model car good as new has soared 30% in the last 3 years. The average repairable collision is going to top $5,000 this year. And while EVs do rack up bigger repair bills than their average gasoline model comparison, that's a universe that includes lots of older economy cars. When they're compared against their comparable ICE of the same model year, very, very similar. One financial calculation, however, may lead insurers to total certain EVs more often. They're worth twice as much as their ICE equivalents at salvage auctions, a function of a huge secondary market for those batteries and those motors. And now, while EVs are an ever-growing portion of our new vehicle sales, the vast majority of the car park is and will remain internal combustion for the foreseeable future. As such, our insurance needs need to satisfy all vehicles, GM, non-GM, ICE, and EV. With our knowledge of EVs is obviously an advantage. We can leverage other advantages that GM has to deliver that incredible insurance experience. Hashtag insurance love. I'm working on it. We can get that to 1,000 by the time we leave here today. I'm just telling you. First, we have access to customers at relevant vehicle-related life events. When they're shopping, when they're buying, when they own the vehicle, during the servicing experiences. But maybe even more important, we have access to them in the vehicle and on that mobile app multiple times a day. This means we don't need to advertise. We can return that cost back to the consumer as savings or as value for the very safest drivers. Speaking of the safest drivers, that brings us to a second significant advantage. We're all in the midst of a telematics revolution. Or maybe we should call it evolution, as 20 years ago when I was at Progressive, we were working on telematics then. Data capture went from the dongles to the mobile phones, now directly to connected car data. Connected car data, always with the customer's consent, requires no additional hardware, no additional software, and offers great data fidelity and an incredible reservoir of insights. We can use it to identify the very safest drivers and reward them with exceptionally good prices. For those that could improve or want cheaper prices, we can share ideas on how they can be a safer driver. Again, always with their consent. This same connected car data, as well as the broader GM ecosystem, should allow us to deliver an unparalleled experience. Again, hashtag insurance love. Imagine, should you get into an accident, we can know about it instantly. Dispatching first responders for OnStar subscribers with knowledge of where the most severely injured person is. Thankfully, the vast majority of accidents are not that severe. They don't have those people hurt in the car. But that means that much of the pain comes from the claims process. We can improve, if not eventually fix that. We can understand from the sensors on the cars, on these modern vehicles, what might be damaged, order those parts immediately. Schedule the repair at their selected repair shop. These actions can reduce cycle time and follow-on claims supplements. If the vehicle is determined to be totaled via those sensors, we can let the customer know at the appropriate time and offer them a new GM vehicle option and a new GMF loan or lease. Can you imagine a scenario? You total your car this morning. Tomorrow afternoon, a new vehicle is in your driveway and your claim is closed. I can. It can happen. Insurance love. We're up to 750 now. Let's keep going, folks. Come on. Now, while many of these things are possible because of our association with General Motors, we're still an insurance company, and we have to do all of the things a traditional insurance company must do. Our people, our systems, our processes and infrastructure must be able to do both of those things. Take advantage of those GM attributes, but do insurance very, very well. Because GM started this insurance company during the pandemic, we hired from across the country and let those folks work remotely. We've hired associates now in 30 states with experience from nearly 24 insurance companies. Scouring the country has allowed us to hire an incredibly talented, motivated, and diverse organization. Our leadership team, for example, 50% female, 42% professional of color, and 10% LGBT. Did I mention motivated? Yeah, I'll take a round of applause for that. It can be done. Did I mention a motivated team? This team wanted to do the impossible, launch an insurance company from scratch, nothing there, in under a year. That included building all the systems, hiring and training all the staff, creating the insurance product, filing the insurance product, and doing the 1,000 other little things it takes to be an insurance company. They believed they could do it. And they did it even faster. 9 months from start to go live. Absolutely incredible. So how did they do it? Teamwork. A continuous, unending sense of urgency and constant, constructive communication. Communication was at the center of all this. We met as a full senior leadership team every day for 15 minutes. 11 a.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. No issue could exist for more than 23 hours and 45 minutes. That was key. We also met with all the subs-teams as well. Issues were brought up every day, and they were worked. The team worked them with no ego, with no finger pointing. We were going to succeed as a team or fail as a team, and it worked. Now, the people, the OnStar team, were great. The process is great, but it wouldn't have worked without the right systems. Policy, billing, and claims, and the right systems integrator. When we looked at core systems providers, they had to meet a long list of criteria. Included the expedited delivery that we were looking for, the ability to work in those two connected worlds, the OEM ecosystem as well as the insurance market, and the platform had to be modern, cloud-based. It couldn't get in the way of innovation, but it also had to support that. Guidewire said they could do that. Guidewire did that. They delivered not one, but all three systems, Policy Center, Billing Center, and Claim Center. Deloitte, our system integrator, said they could do it on our timeline, and they did it. It was awesome. We partnered with KPMG to integrate it into the GM Financial Oracle Cloud Accounting Hub, another phenomenal success. We chose Guidewire's cloud offering and implemented it from contract to go live in under 9 months, working with solution partners, working in the marketplace, with Deloitte, with KPMG, with other vendors. We saw zero friction, removing the friction, the power of this community, making orchestration easier and faster. It took that integrated community. Since launching in July, we've expanded into 2 more states, and we've already completed 2 seamless updates of the Guidewire platform over the weekend. We are not getting behind, and I truly appreciate that. And I didn't think about it when I talked about the GM zeros, but Guidewire has its own 3 zeros. This was at 0 cost, 0 downtime, and 0 pain. Guidewire has its own 3 zeros, just like GM. Now, we have plans for more states in 2024 and beyond as we bring this product offering to more and more drivers. I stand before you humbled by the performance of the OnStar Insurance team and what they've accomplished, what they're doing now, and what they're going to do in the future. The world is changing rapidly around us. The vehicles and people we insure are changing around us, and we must change with them. We must bring fairer insurance based on the actual risk. We must deliver a service that wows them, not just at claims experience, but each and every day in unique and delightful ways. That boy in Iraq 30 plus years ago has an obligation to deliver insurance love, to do better, to evolve insurance. We as an industry must challenge and push each other to do better. We can, we must, and I believe we will. I want to thank Guidewire for the opportunity to share my thoughts, and to each of you for listening. As OnStar says, be safe out there. Thank you.
Fantastic. That was amazing. Well done.
Thanks.
Well done. West Virginia. What an amazing story. Big ideas. 0 accidents. Insurance, love. Just big ideas. As a marketer, I think Part of Andrew's story is changing the very essence, the very brand of insurance. Big ideas. Just an amazing story, so well told. Okay, now I'd like to thank everyone online for joining us for hopefully an amazing and valuable 2 days of content. Access to all of this is going to be shortly available on every single channel to everybody who's here and also online. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, that is a wrap on the keynote for Connections 2023.
But the keynotes are just one part of Connections. We also have 80 breakout sessions, 8 user groups, 10 customer advisory groups, customer initiative councils, and more.
And an insanely fun customer appreciation party.
Another birthday party?
Absolutely, but this time with a country theme.
Nice. So, if you want to get the full Connections experience, join us next year.
We'll be back here at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee, November 17th to 20th, 2024.
So join us there, or at least join us back here for our virtual keynotes.
And on behalf of everyone at Guidewire, thank you so much for joining us for the last 2 days. It's been our pleasure to be your host of the virtual live stream.
Absolutely. See you next year.